Unlike someone with a cast and a broken leg, or with a white cane or a wheelchair, there's usually nothing that visibly identifies someone with a hearing disability. So, how do you become an ally to someone with a hearing disability if it's an invisible-ish disability? Join me to find out. My name is Mariela, and I'm a hearing accessibility expert with a hearing disability who was hearing, then became deaf, and through the marvel that is technology, became hearing again. I am a bilateral advanced bionics cochlear implants user and the founder of Project Hearing, an advocacy media company that celebrates my own journey as a person with a hearing disability. Be sure to subscribe and follow us at Project Hearing to get more hearing accessibility content. Disability stigma represents one of the most pervasive barriers preventing people with disabilities from accessing equal rights and opportunities. In the words of a person I admire tremendously, the disability rights lawyer and advocate, Lydia X. Z. Brown, I am disabled by design, by other people's lower expectations of me. Being disabled is not about having something wrong with me, but I am disabled by the constraints of the design of the world in which I exist. Woo! So I am going to go over some minimum guidelines, some really practical steps so that you can immediately be a better ally to people with hearing disabilities. The first tip I'm going to have for you is to caption your videos. Captioning helps everyone, not just people with hearing disabilities. Captioning helps people who know English as a foreign language. It helps people who are on the train and they forgot their headphones. It helps people stuck in a work meeting. It helps people with sleeping babies. Captioning helps people engage better with your content. They help everyone. And with captioning, one of the things that I like to believe is that perfection is the enemy of progress, but progress is key to perfection. If you can afford to hire a human transcriber, you can also use services like Rev, which at the cost of about $1.25, you will get a human transcribed version of your content. One of the other things that you can do is that you can run your application through tools like one of my favorite tools called the script, which allows you to create an auto captioning feature of your video, which you can then human edit. There's also another tool you can use called Kapwing, which is one of my favorite tools for accessibility. Auto captioning can also be an option. So check out some of the videos we have on Project Hearing on how to caption your video, and go ahead and get started on captioning your content. The second tip I have for you today is to purchase a clear mask. A clear mask helps tremendously with speech comprehension. One of the worst things that I absolutely hated about the pandemic was that it took away my ability to communicate and it increased my dependency on others. I lip read. So when we take away lip reading because of the mask, which also distorts sound, I was not able to communicate as effectively. One of my favorite masks at the moment is called the Face View mask, which was created by a registered nurse named Jean Han during a hackathon for medical professionals because she noticed how her older patients and those with hearing disabilities were struggling to communicate. So this is a mask created by a certified medical professional, and that is so awesome. It is my absolute favorite mask at the moment. One of the things that I want to encourage everyone to do, if you have a favorite clear mask that you use, I am always on the lookout for the next big thing. So make sure that you drop that mask in the comments so that I can learn more about it. And tip number 3 is never assume, always ask questions. Different people with different abilities have different preferences. And so your best bet is always to ask, never assume. No one person is ever going to be the spokesperson for all disabilities. What may work for someone may not work for another person. So ask questions and never assume. I want to encourage you to subscribe to the Project Hearing newsletter, which you can do by going to projecthearing.com. That way you don't miss any accessibility content. I also want to shout out, I wrote a book called 32 Tools for Hearing Accessibility with my co-author, Catarina Rivera. This book is a practical, action-oriented guide to different tools to support you in your hearing journey. This is a resource, a guide. It has our stories, our favorite 32 tools for hearing accessibility. You can learn more and get your copy by going to bit.ly/32 tools book. And with that said, find me on YouTube and other social media at Project Hearing so that you can continue learning about hearing assistive technology. And remember to do what you can where you are with what you have. Bye-bye.